Welcome into Actual Play Entertainment Presents Episode 6 of The Two-Headed Serpent, an epic action-packed globe-spanning campaign for Pulp Cthulhu published by Chaosium. My name is Dave and I am the Keeper. The one-finger typers joining me tonight to roll some dice are
two fingers.
Kurt, Mike, and Joe. No, definitely
Guilty
one
as
finger.
charged.
That would be impressive.
A little pre-show banter foreshadowing.
Don't group me in with these boomers, okay?
Oh,
I
wow.
love it. All right,
Listen to you,
well,
Captain Typing Speed. What do you got over there?
we got some sort of type-off coming in the future, I see.
I don't know.
25 words per minute while staring at the keyboard.
It's like,
I'm sure we could open up a webpage right now. And have it- that would
Let me-
start.
let me whip out my 27 and
The rare keyboarding flex from Joe.
Yeah, I liked it though. It was nice. It was nice.
I like
unsubstantiated, though.
Intimidating.
It's easy to flex about something that you can't actually prove.
Oh, we'll prove it. It just will be off camera.
It's nearly impossible to beat me if you're using only your index fingers. Like, I think it's physically impossible.
I take that as a challenge. Hey, Kurt.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm in.
Wow.
It's
Okay.
not like he's using all
fucking
of his fingers.
Type off. Okay, fuck gaming tonight. Come on, let's find a typing test.
Yeah, let's play some Pulp Cthulhu before this gets too intense.
All right.
All right, focus up.
Focus up. We just finished, I guess, more or less chapter 1 of the book as you leave Bolivia. The scene opens in the night sky with a modified Boeing Model 221 airplane flying in the foreground through the clouds.
Hmm.
The scene shifts to inside the aircraft. I have low hum in my notes, but it's probably pretty loud for a 1930s aircraft. The extremely loud roar of the engines echo through the fuselage. The smell of cigarettes and sweat fills the air. A voice crackles over the intercom. We'll be starting our descent into New York in a few minutes. Make sure everyone's seated and the cargo is secured. A tall man with a shaved head who's been quiet this entire flight checks the straps on the wooden crate that holds the precious cargo, the Serpent mummy. Submachine gun is slung over his shoulder and a Caduceus logo is embroidered on his jacket. He looks up to the front where the pilot's seated, gives him a thumbs up. Another man, dressed similar, with a machine gun held tight on his lap, sits beside him, his head leaning back against the wall, snoring loudly. Beside them is a doctor, packing up some supplies and closing up his first aid kit as he prepares for the landing, buckling up his lap belt. Camera turns and focuses on the opposite side of the plane, where 3 men sit side by side. Exhausted, bloodied, mentally stressed. It is you 3, our quote-unquote heroes.
Hey.
Nice touch.
Lucian, let's start with you. The camera pans over to Lucian. How does he look? He's all bandaged up. You got a nice fall down that, so you probably got your arm in a sling, maybe some bruising on the side of your face as you scorpion yourself onto the floor.
Lucian snores remarkably loud for a slender man, and he's currently drooling all over Christopher's shoulder.
Oh, nice.
But yes, he's not in great shape.
No, he's definitely, with his hit points, he's down a little bit. How's his sanity overall? How was that first little bit? Was it pretty hard on him?
It was okay. I made some pretty lucky rolls. So, like, dropped from 50 to 43. No big whoop.
Well, that's not bad. Well, let's
No.
That must
make some more sanity rolls. Do you have
Based on what?
some dice handy?
Well, yeah.
As he's, grab a 6-side for me. As he is sleeping, dreaming of perhaps the mummy and finding it in the tomb, can you roll a 6-sided dice for me, please?
Okay. 1. Yes.
You gain back 1 sanity
Ooh,
for a
we were
successful
looking for a
mission.
6.
Fuck you. What do you
Extracting
mean?
the mummy. I think that I guess it wouldn't rock your sanity too much. You playing out your sanity last time, trying to, in the last episode, get the mummy, the queen, you called it, to help you. You find yourself quite obsessive, I think, about this mummy, which is probably why only a little bit of sanity change. You're very, very focused on it.
Yeah, because I took a 6 hit there that sent him loopy for I don't know how many rounds that was. But
Right.
but yeah, that was one big hit. There certainly wasn't any chipping away at Lucien. It was like one big smack in the face, and then he went all weird for a little while.
Right, and out of that comes a slight obsession with the serpent mummy. Now, also in those, I guess, the escapades through Bolivia, you you got a 10-sided there? Can you grab me a D10?
I sure do. I can't hand
Thinking
it to
of
you, but I
your
have it.
Encounters with the mythos, the green or the big black blob monster, the giant snake, but knowing that you took those things down and they are able to be defeated. Can you roll that 10-sided for me?
Here goes. A 7.
You gain 7 sanity back
Yeah.
watching them go down.
Good roll.
I can be above my starting sanity, can't I?
Yeah, I believe so. Your your max is now like 99 minus your mythos or something. Your starting sanity is now.
All right, great.
So you're obsessed with the Mummy Queen and somehow ended up more sane than when we flew in there. Okay.
Focused.
Some kind of strange
I've processed it.
clarity
I've
going on there.
processed it. Yeah. It's
Sounds
all
like it.
making sense.
Can you grab a D8 for me?
Okay. Well, this is
Watch
fun.
him
This
take
is
it all
like
away. Come on.
Thinking
Is it gonna
of
be a
those
D12
creatures
next?
of the mythos as well, you think about the horrors of the aid camp. The monster collapsing the mess tent, grabbing, snatching people, and just devouring them. How about
I
you
like
roll
this.
that
This is
8-sided?
cool. It's like he's sitting here and with nothing to do except reflect on the last few days. It's kind of cool.
only a 2. Is that good or bad?
-2.
Oh, okay.
So it doesn't seem to bother you too much that you watch innocent people get devoured by the mythos, but hey man.
Hey.
Life's hard sometimes.
Bothered me a little. Not like some serial
Yeah.
killer.
Yeah, no, that's fair. You didn't gain sanity. Oh, that was lovely.
Yeah, exactly. Ooh.
Does it bother you at all that you showed your ass to the monster and got tossed into the latrine?
Hey.
No, that's a
hey.
sanity roll for everybody else.
It's
okay.
unclear whether that actually happened.
Oh, it happened. Check the tape.
Pretty clear in my mind.
Yeah.
Well, we'll see about the state of your mind when it comes to your roles, my friend.
So what is going through Lucian's mind right now as he has a chance to kind of start to process all this nonsense?
Yeah, I mean, let's say that he kind of, rouses himself awake with, dreams of everything that you just had him roll on, and he's really, I mean, he is preoccupied by what he saw, definitely by the Mummy Queen. He is fixated on that. His eyes, he finds himself staring at the case the whole way. He's surprised that the flight's been as fast as it has because so much of it he spent just like zoning out and staring at the box that she's resting in. He keeps thinking about like, is she okay in there? Is she awake? Does she need anything? Like a bunch of times he feels like getting up and sort of like going to it to put his hands on it and make sure she's okay. And at the same time, he's also thinking about the scepter that he has stowed away in his backpack. And he keeps envisioning it in his mind. Every once in a while, he'll just reach out and press on his backpack to reassure himself that it's still there. But when he's not thinking about those two things, he's bringing out his books that he draws all of his drawings and sketches in, and he keeps trying to like re-sketch the giant snake and re-sketch the mummy and re-sketch the snake lizard people, and draw them again and again for as well as he can from memory, because this is the thing that he's really passionate about, is just like
Right.
cryptozoological oddities. Yeah.
Right. Cool. Next to him, with a little bit of drool on his shoulder, we look at Christopher, who is actually physically looking pretty good, isn't he?
Physically, he's untouched.
Wow, you didn't lose a fucking hit point that whole...
Not a single one.
Jesus H.
Yeah.
Christ.
I don't. I
What a
don't think I did.
gangster.
Makes DM note. Sorry, keeper note. Christopher equal pain. Underline.
He's doing really good. Like, even though his sanity is so low, he's so, I guess, dense that he doesn't understand a lot of the stuff that he saw. I think he just thinks of it as like really exciting.
hard time processing it. You're
Yeah,
you don't quite have the the CPU to get it pushed through.
exactly. He's just like, wow, that was intense. That was really fun and intense.
Well, let's start with you. Can you grab me a 6-sided dice, please?
Yeah. Now what?
And give that a roll. This one is about
we roll the dice, right?
yes, that is correct.
A 5.
Oh, you gain back 5 sanity
Oh,
thinking about the serpent mummy and how I don't know if he's like a mission kind of oriented guy or how he would be processing it, but you gain back that much from finding the mummy, getting it back to Caduceus, basically completing your mission.
I guess, what do you call it? Like when you just convince yourself of a lie. Like, like he's just like, he's justifying it all. He's like explaining it away.
Like a
all the
stanza?
crazy stuff. Yeah, he's, I guess so.
Cognitive dissonance.
Sure. He's just like, like reasoning it in his own mind. Like, it wasn't a real mummy that was alive. Like, I didn't really
Sure, there's
that,
some explanation for this.
There's something different that's in that box right now. But,
Right. How does he convince himself, or what's his logic when it comes to the creature of mythos that he defeated? So you do regain 1d10. So if you want to give a 10-sided a roll, I can see Christopher being able to I don't know what the fuck it is, but all I know is I killed it.
Yeah, maybe he's just reliving all the grenades and TNT that he threw at it and how awesome it was.
Explosions blow shit up.
I got a 2.
Oh, interesting. So you regain 2.
Another 2?
Yep.
Sanity?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, you did quite the number on it. You get the dynamite in there, some grenades, working the demolitions. Yeah, he took control of blowing shit up.
He kept his mind busy.
Yeah, that's fair, huh? All right, now here is the negative one. You can grab a D8. Thinking of the horrors of the aid camp being destroyed and the people, innocent people, just there to try to help others, destroyed by some creature of mythos.
A 7.
Oh, you lose 7.
Oh.
That one hit you hard. Why do you think that hit Christopher so hard? 7 sanity.
I just went right back to what I started at before you had me roll those dice.
Oh, so that's interesting. So usually I don't.
He's more of a people person, maybe. He doesn't like seeing people suffer.
Can you make an intelligence roll for me? Oh, I sense about and badness coming on here. This is a good one for you because you want to fail it.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Did you pass
Yeah.
it? You processed
Did you
it?
pass it?
32 under 50.
All right, so we need to figure out some sort of. It's not like a bout of badness for like 10 rounds, but you definitely have a hard time processing all of the innocent life lost. So what do you think? How would that affect him long term with some sort of, would he be like, no one will ever die again on my watch? Or is he like try to block it out of his memory and it's just your memory of this is gone? How do you think it would
maybe
go?
he becomes really detached from people, so then he doesn't feel anything. And then also maybe like he becomes like super vigilant, like he's extra careful and tries extra hard, maybe too hard to help people out.
I like it. Well, we'll see how it
know.
plays out. But yeah, so that hit you fucking hard, man.
Wonderful. Thank you for that, David.
I'd like to just say a disclaimer that I am just a storyteller and a referee. The dice are the ones to blame.
Okay.
We are on separate teams.
Whatever helps you sleep at night, Dave.
I sleep with my dice. That's how it helps. All right, so it must be a quiet flight for Christopher.
I think it's a quiet flight for most everybody.
Yeah, that's fair, huh?
Except for everybody who's not sleeping and having to listen to Lucian snore.
Yeah, we go down to the end to Maynard with his, I guess you'd say your head would be bandaged up. You have pretty good head wounds.
Multiple gunshot wounds.
Multiple gunshot wounds and some sort of weird mythos death snake ray.
Yeah, I actually wasn't clear. Do I have this? Do I have the snake scales on the same side of my face as the gunshot wound, or do I have one new feature on either side of my face?
What would Maynard prefer? I honestly pictured them both on the same side.
So did I. There was like a gunshot wound, but now it's kind of covered over with snake scales. That's how I was seeing it, but there's still like crusted blood in my hair.
Yeah, I was kind of, like you got a nice little head wound, hairy right over here. And then the back where you got zapped more on like the side of your head towards the back is like scales. You could probably hide it a bit with your hair.
Like a comb over?
That's what I was picturing. But again, it's up to you. Your flavor. It doesn't, mechanically makes no difference to me.
Maynard hasn't cared about his hair since the snake situation, which is out of character for him. He'd usually check a mirror and make sure that he looks all right. But
your mustache isn't nicely trimmed, is it?
No, it's a little in disarray. It's been a long, quiet flight for Maynard. He's kind of in a weird place because on the one hand, he's been reading about this kind of occult stuff his whole life, and he went to Egypt to try and see it and didn't really see the occult stuff firsthand. He's been chasing this and he saw it. So, this is kind of like fulfilling his destiny on the one hand. And on the other hand, he has a bullet wound on his face and might be outcast by society for the snake scales that are growing on my face and hopefully not spreading. So,
mixed feelings.
It's a little bit
mixed
weird.
Feelings.
Yeah, mixed feelings. And to cap it all off, he's in a weird place about the scrolls that he has in his suitcase. He was caught up in the moment and everybody took something, but he really feels like the scrolls need to be analyzed by Caduceus and turned over right away, and he's not sure how to talk about that to the guys. So he's really got a lot on his mind right now.
For sure. Well, let's go to the mummy and the extraction and getting the scrolls. Can you roll a d6 for me?
A 4?
So you regain 4.
Okay.
So yeah, that is probably your like, holy shit, I've seen the mythos, I've touched the mythos, I have these scrolls now, this is great. Now, about the creatures, destroying the creatures of mythos and defeating them, can you roll a 10-sided?
That was a 2.
Okay, that is not as much regained there, but it is, a little bit reassuring to know that you can defeat some of these evils.
He defeated most of them.
He did pretty good. He took down old
he took down a bunch. Yeah.
I think in a weird place in the back of Maynard's mind, he has some reverence for these kind of powerful beings, evil or not, and he killed them to save his own life and his friends, but he doesn't feel great about it.
Yeah, that's fair. Now, speaking about not feeling great, let's get that shiny little 8-sided out. As you think about...
It's a 1.
Oh, you dirt. I didn't tell you to roll it yet. Doesn't count. No, I'm just joking.
I jumped the gun.
So you lose 1. The death in the aid camp and people being destroyed doesn't rattle Maynard quite as much.
Maynard is feeling resolved right now. He has higher sanity than when we started the campaign.
And you have high sanity to begin with, don't you?
Super high.
Yeah. Wow.
It's interesting. Yeah, you took a physical fucking beatdown during that, but mentally, you're actually probably pretty happy right now.
Yeah, mentally and spiritually, that was like maybe the most important week of my life.
Oh, wow. I like it. Interesting the way it goes. Interesting. Now, with the doctor on board, he'll definitely, whoever needed first aid over the flight can have it, can regain 1d4 hit points if they would like.
Oh, yes, please.
Someone can have.
Was that for everyone? Sorry, I missed a little.
Yeah, anyone who wanted it. You can refuse first aid, but the doctor wants to help you. And that brings me to a question too about old Snakeface over here, Maynard. Do you anything with the scales with this doctor? Do you show him? Do you try to hide it? How does that play out with him? This is a Caduceus doctor. He's not just some dude, so that might influence your decision or not.
I feel like Maynard's all in with Caduceus right now. This is the gateway to everything he's been looking for. So he's gonna let the doctor check him out and get as much medical attention. He kind of trusts Caduceus now.
Okay. Yeah. So you regain your 1d4. He does. He talks about the scales and he mentions to you when you return to the Meadham building, the Caduceus headquarters in New York. Next time you're there, you might want to show this to Dr. Goncalves. He might be interested in this. And he kind of pokes a little bit, and he takes a little piece off, and he's like, interesting. I wouldn't recommend fucking with it. Seems like the scales could spread. And he just gives you that little tidbit. I wouldn't try to remove them or anything.
I don't say anything to the doctor. I just sort of stare at him in subtle horror.
He does have a slap out and waits for the descent and just shrugs.
What was that building? The Meadham building?
Yeah, that's the Caduceus headquarters. We'll touch on that. It's you guys would have been there a little bit for your orientation kind of deal when you first got into Caduceus. So it's a tall building in Manhattan, one of the tallest buildings in New York at the time.
Oh, Dave, should we make first aid rolls, and can he also do medicine for us as well, or?
You get your 1d4 from him. I don't know if there's anything else you can do. If you, I want to make sure that we don't just, first aid ourselves back to full hit points constantly. You know what I mean? So would you have done first aid on yourself for these wounds? I think you did at the end of, did you or no?
Ooh, I can't remember if I did or not.
I don't think we did.
It doesn't look like I did.
Okay, yeah,
same.
5 hit
right.
points.
Then yeah, I'm cool that if you want to make a check and regain another 1d4, yeah, go for it.
Okay.
Ooh, I rolled a 1.
2 here.
Did you make your first aid checks?
Oh, you mean me? I thought we were asking the doctor to do it for us.
That was the 1d4 I already gave you.
Oh, I didn't take it yet. Okay.
I see.
Oh, I'm sorry, my mistake.
Cancel
Yeah.
that.
But you get a 1d4
Cancel that
from the
1.
Caduceus doctor. And then if you want to try and do a little bit more on yourself or on Maynard, then I give you a chance for another 1d4. Because I am a generous god.
I don't think multiple people can do first aid, but if the doctor did first aid, I can do medicine. So let me roll medicine for Maynard and see if I can help him out on the flight
I
back.
like that. That makes sense.
Okay, I rolled a first aid check in the meantime on myself and rolled 7 over, and I'm going to burn my luck.
No, wait,
to
don't. I
get
like
it.
what Mike said. You can't do the extra first aid. Do a medicine instead.
Oh, I see.
So I'm going to
thought I could
spend
stack it.
4 of my luck to give Maynard a medicine because I rolled an 84
You're a good man,
over
Doc.
80.
Oh, wow. What a nice man you are.
I don't know if you guys remembered, but I had to spend a whole bunch of luck to not die in the last episode, so I'm down to 5 luck.
You know
Oh,
what?
shit.
Let's
Hopefully
do
the plane's not going down.
let's do the luck recovery right now.
Okay.
So
I'm
everyone
glad I blew that 4.
make a luck roll.
91 over 5.
Cool. You regain 2d10 plus 20.
Ooh, that's a lot.
Christopher.
50 over 30.
All right. So you get the same thing. 2d10 plus 20. Old Maynard.
29 over 23.
Ooh. So you get an extra 1d10. So you get 3d10 plus 20.
Yes.
Oh, lucky little bastard. All right. So yeah, make sure you add that shit up.
2d10.
Now, if there's anything else you want to do on the
good.
flight.
Let me try and perform medicine on myself.
30. Geez, 30.
Sorry, I'm confused. What do I do with the 29 over 23?
Nothing. That's just determined how much luck you got back.
Oh, okay. And so now I just roll 3 d10s because I get the extra one and I add them up.
Yep. Plus 20. Mike, how'd it go?
Nah, I failed it. I only failed it by 5, though. Yeah, I'll blow some more luck to do it.
All right.
So I got 34. I'm up to 57 luck now.
All right.
All for 1 hit point.
Worth it.
Debatable.
All right. Anything else on the flight, or are you guys? Are we good?
You know what? Yeah. I feel like Lucian at some point on the flight is going to lean over to Maynard and... Maynard, fellow. You have to... Before we get back to New York, I'll admit, some trepidation on my part. I don't really know what we're going to be landing to. Tell me more about this Caduceus organization. What they're really about, and not what the bill of goods that we were sold in New York before we were sent off here to Bolivia to risk our lives.
So Caduceus, just operates under the guise that it's a humanitarian operation around the world, looking for, easy diplomatic access and entry into countries all over the world. But in reality, they're a well-funded organization that's in search of all kinds of evil and occult beings and artifacts all around the world.
Yes, well, and we certainly found some in Bolivia. But are you telling me that there could be more opportunities like this available to us now as Caduceus agents of a sort? Is that what your expectation is?
I'm kind of guessing, but coming in, I had some hunches, and now the way that mission went and what we found, I think that's probably exactly what's going on. I think that each of us, little did we know, were brought in because we have particular skills. You likely for your cryptozoology, and me for my occult knowledge. We were not accidentally sent there. We were probably being tested.
It does appear to be that way. And I must admit, there is a level of excitement, palpable excitement that I feel in the idea of being sent out to uncover more mysteries. And yet, beneath that, a deep and lasting fear. And I go back to staring at the sarcophagus, or case, or whatever.
I couldn't agree more. I was terrified through most of it, but to be honest, it was exhilarating.
Yeah, that sums it up pretty good. It would be terrifying and exhilarating. Anything else, fellas?
Negative.
All right.
Just resting on the plane.
Just resting on the plane.
Gods, I can't wait to get back to New York.
The fellow that's sitting across from you, the Caduceus agent, obviously, is he took special interest in your conversation. You can see he was trying to overhear as much as he could when you guys were talking about Caduceus and this and that. He had like a sly little smile on his face.
Christopher's gonna make conversation with the guy. Hey, Machine Gun Kelly over there. What are you guys gonna do with this stiff?
He shrugs. Not for me to decide. I just make sure it needs to get to where it goes. No, it goes to where it needs to go. I don't know. You know what I mean? I'm just protecting it. Shut up.
Is your safety on?
Never.
Jeez.
There's one in the
Punch a
chamber.
hole to the side of this freaking plane.
He wakes up the guy beside him and gives you like the little nod over to you. And the guy's like, what? Just like, like, keep your eye on this guy.
What can you both tell us about Caduceus? What do you believe they want with this relic that we're bringing back from the wilds of Bolivia?
He turns his gaze towards you and kind of smiles smugly and just shrugs his shoulders. Like I said to your friend, not my business.
Yes, of course. Clearly ridiculous of us to think that two menial workers such as yourself would know anything about the inner workings of an organization like Caduceus. It would be impossible for two such as you to have any kind of insight into the workings of the organization that you're paid a humble wage for.
He leans back in the middle of your little conversation and just starts to ignore you.
Reverse psychiatry is never going to work on these geniuses, Doc.
Lucian laughs. You're probably right. Goes back to snoring on Christopher's shoulder.
Christopher pets his head.
The Boeing lands at Floyd Bennett Field in Brooklyn. A little bit of chatter between the pilot and the tower. It lands nice and smoothly and taxis down a runway to a small airplane hangar away from like the busy commercial areas, if you're like a private hangar kind of deal. The doors open. You see two armed guards open the door as your plane taxis in. The doors close behind you. Inside the hangar, you see 6 identical black vans, all of them with their doors open, and 5 of them have crates secured in them that look exactly like the crate that the mummy's in. As soon as the plane stops, they open it up and they unload it and they take the cargo to the other van and they like load it in. So now all 6 vans look the same with the same cargo, and armed guards pile in and they close the doors. The guy that you were talking to, he gets off the plane and he motions for you guys, and he looks over and there's 3 black sedans parked, and he gives you a nod like to follow him, and he starts walking towards the middle one.
Do they have license plates?
Yeah, they have license plates on the back. You can't see the back.
How convenient.
Indeed. He
And they're motioning us for us to get in the...
to walk towards, and as you get towards, another armed guard opens the back door of one of the sedans and motions for you guys to get in.
I don't think Christopher is in any position to really do anything else except get in.
Let's go, you fucking chumps. Get in the goddamn car. The one guy just kind of motions towards you that you're talking to on the plane.
Hey, I just flew all the way from freaking Bolivia, man. Just give me a break, all right? Freaking tired.
Let's go. Come on.
After hesitating for a second, Maynard just kind of like looks around, looks at this sort of weird hangar and all the black government-looking vehicles, and just shakes his head and gets in the back of the car.
Everyone follows?
Yeah. Saunders, I can't hear you. You're talking a little too quiet.
Yeah, sorry, really trying to collect my thoughts there and fucking mute button. Anyways.
Let's go, buddy. What are you doing? You're just standing there mouthing nothing. Let's go. Get it.
Kind of. He is kind of standing there mouthing nothing, actually, because he's upset with being forced into this thing. I mean, like, no sleep, all the stress. He's like vibrating. He wants to like start poking his finger in this guy's chest, but he sees Maynard getting into his sedan with a shrug, and so he thinks the better of it, and just sort of like sighs exasperatedly and really dramatically like slams the door and gets into the sedan.
Is he okay separating from his mummy queen?
Ooh.
I think that he assumes that wherever he's going, the mummy queen will be there. Like he assumes he's part of this now.
Right.
Judging by the 8 dummy vans, I think that was a bad assumption.
Well, I didn't think that they were dummy vans. I was thinking that they were. I was suddenly wondering, like, where the hell did they get more mummies from around the world? Are they collecting mummies from all over?
Oh, Saunders.
Oh, simple Saunders.
He's excited. He's like, there's 7 more of these?
He's
Amazing. I want to see them all.
As you get in, Saunders, and take a look back towards it, you see the hangar doors open and all 6 vans go out and they all just like split up. And you get in, and as you're getting into, you hear someone say, oh, Maynard, good to see you again. And he reaches his hand out, and it is a average-sized man in his mid-30s, dressed conservatively with a short, tight haircut. He smiles excitedly at you as he reaches out his hand and to Maynard. It's Quentin Shapiro.
Quentin.
You talk to as your handler, who Maynard has a
You old son of a bitch.
limited
How are ya?
relationship with. Oh, it's good to see you. He shakes his hand and he pulls out a handkerchief and he dabs his forehead. He's all sweaty, and his hands are sweaty when you shake him. He's like, sorry, please come in. Very excited to see you.
That was quite the goddamn mission you sent us on, Quentin.
I do have to apologize for throwing you into the deep end like that. I'm sure you'll understand why I really couldn't say much before. Would you have even believed me? He laughs as a little pat on the car, and you feel the car start to drive out of the hangar with the other 2 sedans. You notice you're going a different way than the vans did.
Did we get a look at the license plate as the vans pull off ahead of us?
Make an alertness.
What's an alertness?
What is an
Is that
alertness?
what it is? Isn't there some sort of
Did you
skill
just
like
make
that?
up, you prick?
Can you do a perception check? What is your passive perception?
What the fuck is Pulp's perception check again? Is it not alertness? Am I tripping balls?
Spot hidden?
Spot hidden. There we go. We're back.
Are you thinking of Delta Green or something?
I must be thinking of Delta Green. Yeah.
Yeah, it is. That is Delta.
Okay, make
man.
what was it again? Spot hidden?
Yeah, I guess it is. I'm looking for something if I have anything better than that, but I don't.
Spot license plate?
Ah, God. 77
Read lips.
over 25.
What a skill to have.
It's starting to rain, so the rain on the windshield can't really see out very well. Wipers are going. Shh. You start driving away into the darkness without a glimpse at the license
see
plates.
Christopher just squinting out the window.
His hands,
Rubbing the fog off the window. Fuck.
Is everything all right there, sir? Anyways, I'm sorry to introduce. He puts his hand out to Christopher and Lucian as well to shake it. Introduces himself as Quentin Shapiro. Could you see a scientist and team handler?
Yes, of course. I remember talking to you over the radio when we were in the forest.
Yes, of course. You shake his hand. He has pretty limp little handshake, and he's, again, sweaty hands. The man is super sweaty, and he's always dabbing his forehead with a handkerchief. And Maynard knows this from seeing with him at a few functions that this dude is he's always wiping his fucking face with a handkerchief.
Okay, I thought that was kind of weird. It's just his thing.
Yeah.
He's
He
a
just
sweaty guy.
dabs his head a little bit more.
Yeah, Christopher wipes his hand on his pants after shaking his.
His dirty, filthy jungle pants.
Yeah.
I see you made it. I'm sure you have some questions.
Yes, well, first of all, we'd like to know where we're going and how quickly we can be brought, of course, back in contact with the mummy so that we can further our research and our explorations.
Yes, no, that's fair. The mummy, and he says it like that, you call it a mummy, I guess I'll call it the mummy. The mummy Yes, you'll see it later. It's being taken somewhere to be safeguarded right now. It will be okay. But tell me about it. Where was the mummy? Did you have to? What was going on? The level 3 threat. You took care of it, and was there anything else? Like please tell me more.
Maynard is squirming in his seat, thinking about the artifacts. He doesn't say anything.
Ooh,
No,
still doesn't say something, even though he wants to.
Oh, I understand. It must be difficult to talk about. Was it that terrifying? It's the first time being.
Yes, of course it was bloody terrifying. It was bloody terrifying.
He sits
You
back in
sent
his
us
seat.
into the jungle, ill-equipped and ill-informed, but we did master the situation. We mastered ourselves. We mastered the situation. We managed to unlock the temple, which is a large screw-shaped protuberance from the earth that we made our way into, fought millions of snakes, a giant snake monster, and then rather craftily, I thought, found ourselves into a subterranean room whereby we uncovered this mummy, and that was all and nothing else. And
Fell in love with it. No big deal.
That's casting aspersions, Christopher. I'm merely curious.
Yeah, Christopher tries to calm Lucian. He puts his arm out and kind of like over his chest. He's like, "Oh, you know what, Pit Stick? We just have some questions about like, what the frick are you gonna do with this mummy? Like, why is it so important? I think you owe us that, answer."
And with us.
And what the fuck is Caduceus?
He sighs and he pulls up like a little attaché bag, and he unclips it and he opens it and he pulls out three small binders, or like duotangs, and he hands one to each of you, and it has the Caduceus logo on it. I suppose this will need some explaining. I get it. You flip open the little dossiers or whatever, and you start to read, and it.
Good word.
Thank you. It talks about an ancient race of serpent people. I apologize for not saying more, but he seems to be like tripping over himself, apologizing like, fuck, I know it was awful. I didn't tell you much, but there's good reason. If I had told you I was sending you into the forest in Bolivia to exhume a ancient mummy sorceress that we believe is part of an ancient serpent person race, what would you have done? You would have thrown your hands in the air and called me a crazy person. But as you can see, and he taps the dossier, there is definitely more to Caduceus. The information in the dossier outlines basically that Caduceus has been able to learn about a serpent people race. It appears the serpent people are native to Earth, and they have ruled empires that have now faded into history and walked the lands long before the rise of humanity. Basically, what split them was a religious schism that occurred many millennia ago that split the race of serpent people into two. One side worships an entity called Yig, the father of serpents. It mentions that he is the progenitor of the race. The other side of the serpent people worship an entity known as Sethogua, an evil toad-like monstrosity that revels in vile acts and atrocities. This latter group, the ones who worship this, or used to worship this toad-like monstrosity, and he's disgusted when he talks about it, Sethogua, they refer to themselves as the Inner Night, and that is who you encountered in Bolivia. We have found that the worshippers of Yig, the ones that worship the father of the serpents, they seem to be content to hide from humanity deep below the ground in subterranean cities. From what we can tell, they refuse to pick a fight with humanity. They know that their race would be annihilated, this very sparse numbers that they already have. But apparently their technology is vastly superior. Because of the evidence that Caduceus has also gathered, the assumption that the Inner Night is working towards a plan that will spell disaster for the human race. The details of the plan, we don't know, but it's imperative that we learn more. It's imperative that we discover what they're up to soon, and getting this mummy before they did was key to that. Oh, and before I forget, with the mummy, was there a crown? Did you find a crown with the sorceress? Did you find a crown or a scepter? Crown is very important. She should have had a crown and a scepter.
I honestly can't remember if there was a crown.
Maynard is turning pale.
There was a crown.
No, you found like a wooden box that looked like it
right, and it was empty, right?
Yeah, it was empty, but it looked like it would have held a crown. So yeah, you found an empty box.
So we tell him that, yeah.
You found what looks like the vessel for the crown, but no crown?
Yes, that's right. It was empty.
The rumors are true that it is out. You see him kind of like his eyes dart around as he starts to think for a second, and then he comes back. And nothing else. Was there anything else with the sorceress?
Christopher exchanges nervous glances.
Maynard returns nervous glances.
Nervous glances intensify.
Not as I recall. It's foggy. It's hazy. You understand? I suffered a fall and I don't remember anything else of note. Neither of you two? No one.
Is there a deception or any kind of? You guys have the character
is.
sheets.
There's gotta be. Oh, this is bad. Do we?
I want Lucian. Lucian was one that did most of the talking there, so he's going to be the one that makes a roll.
Maynard starts talking and kind of stammering, and he's like, well, there was, a lot of things happened when we were in Bolivia, and, like the doctor said, it's difficult to remember all the things.
Yes, well, we took so much damage, you see. It was quite a battle. And certain things may have happened and certain things may not have happened. And whether they did or not, we're here now, and we're very much looking forward to moving forward with Caduceus and helping to unveil this plot. And I have a great fast talk, so if you let me roll it.
Yeah, fast talk. There we go. Make a roll.
I mean, when I say great, it's 35. Come on, baby.
That is not great.
41. I'm spending 6 luck.
Okay.
Spend 7, just to be sure.
You see he kind of looks at you guys and then listens to Lucian, and he's like, okay. And he pulls out and he just makes some notes. All right, well, if the crown and the scepter are not there, then, well, it does eliminate some options. So I suppose it's not all bad news, and we did get the sorceress, which is exceptional.
Tell us more about this sorceress. And not that I'm particularly interested, but it just seems like a fascinating nomenclature to use. What could you tell me more? Tell me more.
Well, we don't know a lot, to be quite honest. We know that the Inner Knight was looking for her, and if the Inner Knight has interest in her, then that also piqued our interest. I am just glad to find her first. Maybe when she awakens, we will find out more. Can only hope.
So the missing crown, though, do you assume then that the Inner Knight would have taken the crown and not the sorceress herself?
No, that's preposterous. The crown, there is rumors that the crown has been, it is popped up throughout, the land here and there. We do actually have some connections to, well, I've said too much, but anyways, we do believe we have a lead on the clown.
I would disagree. I don't believe you said nearly enough. Talk to me more about this snake culture's ponderance throughout the earth. You don't mean to suggest that they exist everywhere in the earth, do you? I would have assumed that they're native to Bolivia, that part of South America.
Well, we don't know if they're all over the earth. We do know the numbers are small. But the numbers are small, but they seem to be being organized by someone, and we don't know a lot about it. They say this is, well, I'm sure you know the founder of Caduceus, Joshua Meadham. You've all heard of him in his pharmaceutical career before, and he did make a unexpected change of careers, so to speak, going from a successful pharmaceutical country to establishing the Caduceus Foundation and providing humanitarian aid across the world. As you know, is a bit of a ruse. Truth be told, when he made that switch and abandoned the pharmaceuticals, as profitable and glamorous as it was, he had a run-in with the Inner Night and the Serpent people, and that is when he was exposed to the mythos and realized what is going on. And ever since then, he has dedicated every resource he has to finding out more. And so there is still much to learn, and I'm sure as we learn and you help us along, we will find out more.
Yes, blah, 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 blah. Stop right there. What is the term that you just used? Was it mythos? What do you mean
mythos,
by...
yes.
What is the mythos?
The incomprehensible. The what we cannot understand, but yet is there. He makes a few more notes.
Christopher's like just totally glazing over. He's just so he really can't follow what's going on.
Maynard's hanging on every word.
Yeah, totally.
Is Christopher looking around the cab of the sedan for like drinks or anything?
He just wants to know like what they're going to use this mummy for. He hasn't really explained it.
You did ask him before, and he kind of beat around the bush.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
you want to press him on the subject.
Yeah, I do. Listen, Pitstick, you motherfucker.
Okay,
all
just
right?
relax.
We
Just relax. You
Lucian loves it when Christopher gets upset.
You see, I told you, I don't know much about the sorceress. We're not even sure of her name yet. We are hoping that she awakens and will help us discover what the Inner Night are up to. We feel there isn't much time, and that things are sensitive. If the Inner Night is organizing, which we believe they are, and like Lucian suggested, perhaps they are global, and there's much more to this that we will uncover. But
Well, it was
I'm
you
afraid
yourself that suggested they were global, not me. I suggested they were Bolivian.
he checks his notes. Of course, sorry. It's been a long night for us all.
Oh,
Why-
has it? Has it been a long night in New York? Really? Let me tell you about our long night, shall I?
Please,
First, it
calm
was
down.
gigantic inky blob monsters that may or may
He
not have
starts
taken my
taking-
pants down.
he
Second
takes
of all,
notes,
came the and I
looks
I bring
curious.
up my book. I start showing him pictures. That's where it came over top of the aid camp, and though that's in the background. You can see the outhouses there that I sketched that I fell into rather ignominiously.
He's like,
tripping over my words.
Maynard,
Calm down.
show him.
It's been a
show
long
him
night.
the human face skin.
Oh
Show
yes,
your human
yes.
face.
Show him the human face.
Yeah, I have it right here in my bag, and I pull it out like I did in front of the nurse and wave it in front of Quentin's face.
Tell us about your long night.
he doesn't even seem fazed by it. He takes like a pencil and takes it from you and holds it up. Fascinating. Where did you acquire this?
The lizard, the serpent people that we encountered first before we went to the camp were literally wearing these human skin masks.
No, that is the inner night does have the ability to use its sorcery to replicate the human quite well. This is quite. Would you mind if I keep this?
I'm sorry. Did you say sorcery?
Yes, I did. I
Like
know there is.
Merlin sorcery.
Their technology, what we have found, is vastly superior to anything humans can even comprehend.
Yes, well, call it technology. Don't call it sorcery. Like,
Well, I find sorcery is quite a nice word for it. Fine. The technology, and he does like a to adapt its skin to ours. Much you will learn. You must be patient. Like you said, it has been a long flight.
What this scepter you talk about? What if one was to get their hands on that scepter? What will you do with it? What can you do with it?
Lucian turns and looks at Christopher quickly.
Well, we're not sure, but
Ixnay on the Eptersee.
we believe it is part of the plan of the Inner Night to acquire a crown and a scepter. Again, we're not 100% sure why. We just hope to find it before they do.
Man, I'd really like to meet someone who could answer our questions. You're useless, buddy.
Hold on. I think we're being a little hard on our friend Quentin here. We didn't dive into this one topic. Did you say that you're trying to revive the mummy in the hopes of getting important information?
Well, not necessarily revive, but to awaken. We believe she is in a state of suspended animation, and we believe that by breaking the barriers that you broke and having the temple rise from the ground, that is the beginning of her awakening, and that she will awaken soon.
Fascinating. And these artifacts that you wondered that we might have found around the
scepter
tomb,
and
like
the crown. Yes.
and the crown. Yes, these would be possessions of the mummies.
Yes, exactly.
Awkward glances intensify.
I apologize for. Listen, he pulls out 3 little business cards and he hands them to you as he takes the dossiers back. I do need you to make some rolls from reading through this information. The first will be a D4. This is how hard it hits you about the Serpent people.
I rolled a 3.
This is, you lose 3 sanity.
I also rolled a 3.
Christopher?
Christopher should just say that he didn't
2.
read it.
Yeah, he didn't. He would have just thrown it at like Saunders' lap or something.
All right, that's fair, yeah.
Just for the squares.
Just for the squares.
Yeah. But he rolled a 2. He loses 2?
Yeah, if like you say, if I would buy it. If one of these 2 clowns said that they didn't read it, I would say you're full of shit. But if Christopher, if you didn't think he would really pay attention to it, then I'm fair with that.
But then we were also talking about it all at the same time, right? Like,
It's up to you. Yeah, that's fair. There is
2's not that bad.
okay. You also gain 5 to your mythos skill.
Nice, but now that means that our max sanity is dropping, right?
Correct. What's everybody's mythos
What?
skill right now with the addition of that 5?
7.
26.
I don't know where mine is.
Yours might be
It's
zero.
under Cthulhu mythos, not
Oh.
mythos.
Are they
Mine's 0.
2 different ratings?
No,
it's
it's
called
just
Cthulhu
that it's
mythos.
just under in alphabetical order. It's under C, not M.
Okay, I gotcha.
It's just hard to
And
find.
it's 5 now?
You gain +5, but if you have a score less than 10, it instantly just becomes 10.
Oh,
Oh, so it's 10. Lovely.
So I have a 26 mythos. What was that about my max sanity?
oh
Why the fuck
yeah.
that?
Oh,
Do I have
because
to
you gain
subtract it?
mythos, it drops
So
automatically.
your max sanity is 74 then.
Yeah, 73 according to the sheet.
Oh yeah, sorry, yeah, you're right, 73 because it goes to 99. Yeah, so your max is 73.
Mine's at 89.
Okay. So I had a sanity of 91, and so that's totally wrong, and I cap out at 73.
That is correct. 73. Yeah.
Cool. That hurts a little, but I'm all right.
He gives you 3 cards with the Caduceus logo on it and the address. And it says Medium Building, and you know if that's the Caduceus headquarters. Just a little bit after midnight on Friday. I need you to meet at the Medium Building Sunday evening at 8 p.m.
Sunday evening? That's hardly banker's hours, friend.
Are you a banker?
No.
Then please do not interrupt me. And he looks back. He doesn't like Lucian.
Said enough of his shit.
Yeah. I need you to meet then and be prepared for a small trip. I don't really have much more to say. I can answer some more questions. Sunday evening, I need to meet with some other Caduceus people. We need to see what is going on and figure out the next steps now that we have the sorceress, which is absolutely fantastic. Fantastic. That is an excellent job.
Thank you very much, Quentin. Before we depart, I need to have a brief chat in confidence with my compatriots. Would you mind plugging your ears and humming quietly for us for a second while we chat in the back of the car here?
No, that's no problem. We're just a couple blocks away from the. We're close to to a chock full of nuts coffee and sandwich bar. They just give me a couple blocks. I can let you out. There are taxis there have arranged, and we did take the opportunity, and I called a fellow named Heathcliff to pick you up, Lucian, and
Oh, wonderful.
I believe everything will be waiting there. So they pull over, and it's raining. And he pulls over outside a little coffee shop, and he says, "If there's no other questions, I'll bid you adieu and see you Sunday evening."
Just wait 1 second for us outside of the car, if you don't mind. We just need to talk one thing over briefly.
Okay, no, that's fair. Please, yeah, of course.
As we're like saying our goodbyes, Christopher is gonna lean in to like shake his hand, and he accidentally drops his like cigar in the guy's lap.
Okay.
And
He takes the dossiers back too, by the way, and puts them back in his attaché case.
No, he doesn't, because Christopher dropped the cigar on his lap, distracting him, and he's going to take one.
Oh, he really wants those dossiers. He wants them back. Big
Oh, a
time.
little sleight of hand.
No, and I know, but he's gonna try to like
Okay, yeah.
sleight of hand his way into
A little-
his dossier.
Okay, yeah, all right. Let's.
Is it like locked, or is it like one of those ones that like?
No, I'll give you a chance if you want to do some trickery. What's
That's what his trickery was. Christopher's not that smart. He just drops lit cigar in a guy's lap.
and then tries to pocket a dossier? There's got to be some sort of sleight of hand or something happening in there.
Well, yeah. I'll roll a sleight of hand. Yeah.
Christopher's probably got like 80 sleight of hand.
It is not 80. I rolled a 55 over
No.
10.
How much luck
You rolled your
spending? How-
ham-handedness, not your sleight of hand.
yeah.
I need to spend 40.
You should spend it. Definitely spend it. If there was ever a time, Joe, now is the time.
Oh, man.
Spend it.
It's 40. I got to spend 40.
I'm kidding. Don't
Okay.
spend it. Jesus.
Well, we get it back so easily.
That's fair.
Like, you know, this kind of. I'm going to spend it.
Wow.
Okay, it's you fucking idiot. And he's like brushing it off himself, like, Jesus fucking Christ.
His like true colors shine for like half a second where he's just like, oh, you dumb fuck.
He's wiping, he's sweating even more now. Wiping off. Just please get out of the fucking car. Just get out of the fucking car.
I'm sorry. Hey,
It
it's
just-
an accident, buddy.
I know,
Jeez.
it's been a long night for everyone. I apologize. That's
Yes,
your
again, it's been a long night for some of us.
Yeah, it's been a long night. Fuck.
Not for bureaucratic employees
You don't know what I did. Never mind.
with overactive
Please.
sweat glands.
Maynard, I will give you 1 minute, and then I'm leaving. And he closes the
Thank
door.
you.
As you guys,
I only need 30 seconds.
you close the door, so you're standing out in the rain as the sedan is just waiting there for you. The wipers on. Shh, shh.
Why didn't we make him stand in the rain? We could have been having this conversation in the comfort of the sedan.
Yeah, that guy's a freaking prick. I hate him.
Maynard opens his umbrella and holds it over the three of us and has everyone kind of huddle in. And he's like, we're making a terrible mistake. We need to give all of these artifacts over to Caduceus right now. These are the artifacts of your queen mummy, he says directly to Lucian. They're trying to awaken this mummy to get more information. We need to give over all of the artifacts and all of the information to the organization that has
Maynard.
the ability to do it. I wanted
Maynard.
to appraise these artifacts, but what are we going to do? We're going to sell these things in New York City?
Of course, we're
Like,
not going to sell
Come
them.
on,
We're going to
we're making
further
a
our knowledge.
terrible mistake.
Maynard, how do you know these guys are the good guys?
Exactly.
They could be the
We
freaking
have
bad
no
guys.
other choice than to assume they already have the mummy.
Absolutely have another choice. The other choice is to keep them, research them, expand our knowledge, and make our decisions once they're informed and not informed by a 30-minute car ride with a rather sweaty and unhelpful fellow.
Yeah.
Remember what happened when you made a similar decision with the flute?
These are not the same thing.
That's actually a pretty good point.
I think we need to come clean and say we were caught up in the moment. We did find some stuff and hand it all over. I trust Quentin. I know it's a risk, but I think we should all trust him.
Well, then you must be... I'm sorry. Christopher, you tell me what you think.
What what do I have to give up? What did I take?
Don't you have the scepter? Or the whip? You have the mummy's whip.
It wasn't the mummy's whip. Was it the mummy's whip? I can't remember what really happened. You know, like,
Yes, as I said, it's all hazy. It's foggy. It's unclear.
Dave, was it the mummy's whip?
It was found in the same box or like chest as the scepter and the scrolls and the empty crown box.
Okay, so one could argue very easily
It's possible.
that is the,
He-
One might even say likely.
He didn't mention the whip at all. Shapiro did not mention it once. He would very much
Maynard. He didn't
mention the
he didn't
scepter
say
and the
nothing about
crown.
Maynard, he didn't say nothing about no freaking whip. He didn't even mention my freaking snake spike knife that I got either. Well, you don't need this. He
Let me
did
ask you
mention-
guys a question.
He did mention that freaking scepter though.
Listen,
Saunders.
He did mention the scepter. He mentioned the crown. I'm sure he's interested in the scrolls that I have.
listen, I'm sorry, but I'm not the trusting fellow that you are. This is a mid-level bureaucrat at best. And you're telling me that on the advice of this man who doesn't even know enough to clearly bring us into the fold about what's even going on, that we should turn over everything that we found. I'm sorry, but I won't.
Me.
I won't.
Let me
Maybe
ask you
there's a
one question.
time in the future when I'm just hold
Beep.
your damned horses, Quentin.
I open the
Christopher's,
door and
like,
I'm like, we need
smashes the
10
side
more
of the car.
seconds, Quentin.
Shut up.
He looks at his watch and he's like, Maynard, I give you one more minute and I'm driving away. I got shit to do.
Let me ask you one question, you guys, and I close the door. If Caduceus is what it appears to be and what it has now told us that it is, are we not all excited by the experience that we've had and want to continue with Caduceus and want to advance in this organization, possibly beyond this mid-level bureaucrat, where we can find more cryptozoological animals and more occult artifacts and more ass to kick?
Yes, Maynard. Yes. All right. Yes. Is that what you want me to say? Yes. All right.
So shouldn't everything be above board then?
It doesn't.
Shouldn't we
It doesn't
tie
have
all
to
the
happen
pieces
tonight.
together?
It doesn't have to happen tonight. It doesn't have to happen Sunday. I would like to know a little bit more about this organization before I tie my entire future to it and the future of my Queen Mummy's scepter. I'm sorry, did I say that out loud?
And I'm concerned that you're going to blow a
Queen
flute
Mummy.
in downtown New York City.
The window starts to go down on the car. And Shapiro's over and he dabs his head. He's like, listen, I have to get back. The sorceress will be there. I need to be there. Sunday, 8 p.m. Please be there. Window goes up. The car drives away.
How far are we away from the Chalk of Nuts coffee shop?
You're standing on the sidewalk in
Oh,
front
okay,
of it.
fine.
We're in a little
Okay.
side parking lot. And you see a couple taxis parked out front. And also you recognize the car of Heathcliff.
Ah! Heathcliff! I yell out, "You're here!" I leave these two.
Caduceus's car left us with all of our luggage.
Yeah, you guys have your stuff. Yeah. They would have popped the trunk and handed you your bags or whatever. Yeah. They're not interested in trying to jack your shit.
You think they'd take us home or something?
He said that there's cars waiting for if you get in a taxi
Oh,
and go
okay.
home whenever you want.
Maynard says, I'm starving. If anyone wants to join me, I'm going to go into the coffee shop here and have a sandwich.
Yeah, you have a quick little talk with the cab drivers, and the cab drivers are both basically like, listen, man, we've been paid. I'll drive you to fucking Chicago if you want. I've been paid enough. I'm here waiting for you, man. You just tell me when you need to get home. So you don't have to worry about getting anywhere. You can do whatever.
I drag my suitcases into the coffee shop.
But Saunders is already gone.
Saunders is he's
Lucian
walking
is
away.
Lucian's backing away, waving to these two. Sorry, Maynard. Rain check. We'll see you Sunday. I must get on back to my flats. And then wave sort of jauntily, and then turn and rush off to shake hands with a large, heavily mustached Scotsman.
All right, so you take off down the road. Christopher, what are you doing? Are you joining Maynard for some chock full of nuts? Or are you going to hit the dusty trail?
Some coffee talk.
Coffee talk. I think before he goes in, he's just say to Maynard that he probably agrees with him. Like, we should probably give him the artifacts back. Oh, what's that, Maynard? Speak up, buddy.
I'm pretty concerned that Saunders is going to take that scepter home and something's going to happen to him.
He just took it home. He's gone.
That's what I mean. I wanted to hand it over to the authorities before something awful happens.
You know what, though? You had me convinced our guy, Pitstick, he just took off so quick.
I almost ratted us out. It took all of my willpower not to tell on us.
Yeah, it was tough. We were in a pinch there. We didn't know what to do. We had jet lag and half dead from fighting monsters, and it was a tough decision.
What's Christopher's opinion on snitches?
Oh.
Do you have to freaking ask? Huh?
All right, so you guys sit down and have a coffee together? Or are you just chatting on the sidewalk and then you're going to
I
bounce?
think we're just chatting on the sidewalk real quick. Yeah.
Maynard notices the wild looks that he's getting from the guy behind the counter at the coffee shop, and he reaches into his suitcase and puts a hat on.
Hey, Maynard, I'm pretty tired. I'm going to head home. Christopher waves at his taxi driver to open the door.
Let's open the fucking door yourself, bud. Come on. The fuck is this?
Hey,
Fucking-
I'm so nice to be home, eh? Love it. I missed it. Yeah,
That New
pops
York
the trunk
charm.
and throws his luggage in.
You get in the guy. It's decked out with New York Yankees paraphernalia.
And he yells to Maynard, Maynard, don't worry about it. I got your back. We're on the same page. I'll see you Sunday.
Maynard just waves goodbye.
All right, so you go in the coffee shop. Lucian heads home. And Christopher gets in the taxi and takes off too. Let's go to Maynard first. The camera is there on the coffee shop as Maynard goes in. The taxi. The other, what does your boy Heathcliff drive? He just drives like a nice sedan, a little town car, whatever they got in the 30s.
Yes, 1927 Studebaker.
Oh,
thing.
wow.
Classy.
Yeah, sounds good.
very
Sounds
good.
nice. We'll go to Maynard first, sitting in the coffee shop. What's going through? Is he just sitting there having a coffee and getting some like a little reflection? You feel bad about not returning the shit, don't you?
I feel horrible about it, and it's really, really concerning to me how it's going to affect our relationship with Quentin. I'm really concerned about what might happen with the scepter in particular. I'm afraid of what might happen when I read the scrolls. But I'm just sitting there quietly. Eventually, the guy comes over, and Maynard just orders everything and decides he's going to eat his feelings. He gets some waffles with extra whipped cream. He gets some wonton soup. He gets a clubhouse sandwich.
We're out of bacon, bud.
he
You want
notices-
your clubhouse without bacon?
Make it a Monte Cristo.
He writes it down. Okay, shakes his head, nods.
And that lock special on the board there, that looks good too. I'll take that.
Okay, man. Hungry boy. I'll have that right up for you. He
That's right.
Takes off.
All right, keep the coffee coming.
How long does he hang out for in the coffee shop for? Just eats all his food and then takes a taxi home in the wee hours of the morning?
No, he's just wired. He's drinking coffee. He's like overtired, and things are just scrolling through his mind. So he sits there as long as he can in the coffee shop. The guy probably kicks him out at 2 or 3 in the morning or something like that. Yeah, eventually he leaves, remembering that there's a cab waiting for him, and he goes out and says, "Sorry to keep you waiting so long," and jumps back in the cab.
Take it to your building, your home.
Yes.
Cool.
I tell him to go to Henry Street on the Lower East Side.
You got it, bud. Alrighty, and he drives off. Christopher, in your cab. Oh, it's a late night, buddy. You kind of look like shit. You cool? You cool? Baseball season's right around the corner. You excited about that? He's just chatty going on about
Hey,
the...
no offense. Shut the fuck up.
Shut the fuck up.
Okay.
Jesus fucking Christ. You want to talk about the Yankees swept the Phillies in the World Series? We must be a fucking Brooklyn Dodgers fan. Jesus fuck. Right, I'll shut the fuck up. Whatever you say, bud. I'll shut the fuck up. You just need to shut the fuck up. No, I'm not working late. Don't want anyone to talk to. I haven't talked to anybody in like an hour, but no, I'll shut the fuck up. And he just drives, just annoyed. He takes you to where you need to go. So where is Christopher getting dropped off?
What time is it?
Probably like 1:30 in the morning.
Just at his apartment, I guess. Nothing special. Just an average apartment.
He live by himself?
Yeah.
Yeah, all right. Yeah, okay, you go up to your average apartment. Do you tip the cabbie?
Yeah, of course he does. Yeah.
I appreciate it, man. I appreciate it. I hope your night gets
Gives
good.
him $1. I don't know. It's probably like that's the cost of the fare. It was probably $1, but
It was a
Funny.
sandwich and a coffee was a nickel in 1930, according to this website I read earlier. So the guy's like, "Oh, fucking right, man. Thank you very much. I take back all the bullshit I said about you earlier." And he drives off. You go home to your apartment and crash out, I assume.
you just like the hottest shower ever.
Nice.
Yeah, just like maybe he like throws all his clothes in like like a metal waste bin and just like sets it on fire.
Oh, nice. Nice. I like it.
Just go has a cry in the shower.
What do you do with the? You got the whip with you. What do you do with that?
Yeah, I think he just puts it on his bed.
Okay.
With that snake spike.
Cameras there on the bed with the whip and the door open with the steam coming from the shower.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Oh my god, yeah.
The light from the barrel fire in the alley flickers into your window.
Yeah. And it just like slowly zooms in on the whip and the snake spike.
Nice.
Then it just fades. The sound of Christopher whimpering in the shower just kind of slowly fades out.
All right, let's go to Lucian. You go over to your car after you wave goodbye to the other two. You get in and Heathcliff doesn't say anything. And he's just, you sit in the back or you sit shotgun with him?
Oh, no, I sit in the back, of course.
That's fine. That's what I thought. He glances at you in the mirror with squinty eyes through his big, thick, fucking red, bushy eyebrows.
Oh, stop it, Heathcliff. I know what you're going to say. Come on, quickly. We must beat a retreat, as they say.
He puts it into gear and slowly drives out.
Well, now you're doing that just to spite me, aren't you?
He shakes his head. He's giving you the silent treatment.
I don't know what you have to be upset about. Listen, I'm sorry that you couldn't come this time. But this was a unique set of circumstances. And was it maybe the best manners to leave in the middle of the night and not tell you where I was going? No, admittedly. A note was probably rude, is probably the least that I could do. But in retrospect, I'm here, you're here. What's past is past.
Oh, shut the fuck up. You think your father ever just left like that?
That's not fair, Heathcliff, to bring up my father.
Well, I don't know what you think I will do. Wake up and you're gone. He's from like the Scottish, like close to the Ireland border, if there is one. I can't do accents, so he's just gonna yell absurdities.
I love that I made this guy
great.
Scottish for you.
I know,
doing
you're like,
awesome.
come on, man. I was like, I need to do
You got
some like
this. You got
groundskeeper
this.
Willy recon, but I didn't have time
You got
today.
this. You didn't watch Shrek 1 and 2? You didn't?
Oh, yeah, go with the Shrek one. Donkey! Yeah, all right, that's what he calls you. You're a fucking donkey. He says that in the mirror as he yells back at you. Foolish,
Cliff.
childish, immature. Get yourself killed. Jesus Christ. Where were you?
I'm sitting here. I'm perfectly fine. Well, no, in truth, I'm not perfectly fine. I'm actually quite injured, to be honest, but I am here.
You
And
look like shit.
Yes, well, I've had quite an adventure, Heathcliff, to be truthful about it. Don't you want to at least know what happened? It was incredible.
Ugh, he shakes his head.
There were snake people. Snake people, Heathcliff. Snake people. And a giant snake, the likes of which has never been recorded anywhere. The longest reticulated python from the depths of Sumatran jungles wouldn't come close to the size of this thing. You should have seen it. It's remarkable. It nearly ate me whole. But then I fell down a mummy toilet. Anyways, there's a long story. It's difficult to remember it all now. It's quite foggy and hazy, actually. Oh, are we almost home?
Do you just plan on taking off again like that? Or are you going to let me know?
Heathcliff,
How can I protect you?
Your sit
father
here
would
before
be
you
furious.
humbled. I'm my deepest and most sincere apologies. I
Not
will
good
not.
enough.
What would you have me
Not
do?
good enough. He yells into the mirror as he stares back at you. I need to know where you're going.
What would you like? A blood oath, Heathcliff? Listen, I'm a grown man. I have opportunities that come
You're a
that
grown
are
man
presented
that
themselves.
act like a child.
Well, now that's not fair.
I just
It's
need
not
to know.
fair, Heathcliff. Well,
Anyways,
listen, I promise that the next time I go out with this caduceus organization, I will ask that you are able to come along. Now, I'm
I
not going
don't
to be in a
want
position.
to go. I just need to know where you're
Well, then
going.
what are you complaining about, man? I thought that the whole concern was not being able to come with me, you know, and I understand that. It was very strange to be out there in the field without you, but I
You see
missed
his
you,
eyes
Heathcliff.
glance up to the mirror,
It's true, I missed you.
and then he takes a left, and usually would go straight at this time. And he takes a left and starts to speed up a bit down the road.
Wait, where are we going? Oh, honestly, Heathcliff, don't make this drive any longer than you need to. I must get back to the brownstone. I'm dying for a bath.
Shut up, we're being followed. And he looks
What do you mean?
and he
Lucy
looks in the mirror,
around.
and you see headlights behind you, and they're getting bigger. And he starts to gun it a little bit more.
Okay, Lucian's all business now. He reaches inside of his bag for his Mauser and says, "You know what to do."
He like peels left and like and guns it, and the other car is following behind.
Do the rear windows of this car roll down, or do I need to climb into the passenger seat? Do you think?
Oh, that's a good question.
I think
Roll
the rear
luck roll.
windows roll down. Okay.
The luck roll will tell us.
Ooh, 18.
They roll down
All
quite
right, so
nicely, actually.
I start rolling down the windows, and I peek my head out the window to see if I can get a glimpse of the driver or anything. I guess probably almost impossible.
It would be pretty hard. They're gaining on you pretty quick, He does a few like, and you get up, and it looks like there's two men a man driving and a man in shotgun. They don't seem to have any guns out or anything. They seem to just kind of be following in. They're coming like right up on your bumper and give you like a bit of a, I don't know if you let them get that close before you do anything, but they're coming right up on you.
I'm not going to shoot at the car because that's a bit dramatic, but I'm going to say to Heathcliff, quickly, Heathcliff, to the nearest, most populated area. We must just pull the car over and confront them in the streets with witnesses.
Populated, it's one, and he just like goes around the corner, and they get right up on your ass and start like bumping the car. He tells you to
shake my fist at them.
You shake your fist violently.
Violently.
Roll? Is there a roll for that? Please?
How violent?
Really violently. Really like, get away from us.
They seem to, Heathcliff's trying to lose him as much as he can, but they seem to be sticking pretty good. And they do eventually give you that, like, the pit maneuver and swing your ass end around, and you go banging up on a sidewalk and blow out a tire.
Oh, whoa.
And now you're facing the other way, and the car goes by.
Whoa. Okay.
And you see they stop like half a block down and slowly start to turn around, and now the headlights are pointed at you, but they don't seem to be coming.
Holy.
How far away are they?
Half a block down? So what's half a block? Say, what, 50, 60 feet?
100 feet.
Yeah.
Right.
And I'm still in the car, and Heathcliff's still in the car, and they're 50 feet away with their lights pointed at us.
He pulls out his matching Mauser.
Yeah.
And unbuckles. What the fuck is going on? And he looks back at you like it's your fault somehow.
No, they could be Caduceus people. That was the organization that we just went
Could be Caduceus.
I
Could be
knew
that
that
goddamn German family. Could be anyone. You're making enemies.
Don't think it's likely to be. Oh, what is my fiance's family's name again?
He opens the door and gets out. Get out of the fucking car. They're coming, and they seem to be slowly driving down towards you.
Yes, of course, yeah, out of the car. All right, so he sort of kicks open the other door opposite him and rolls out with his Mauser up and is kind of peeking over the chassis of the car at the other car as it approaches.
It approaches slowly, then picks up speed and just zips by you down the road off into the dark.
Wow, really? Motherfuckers. I look at the car. Any damage to the car? Is it drivable? Can we drive away?
Yeah, you're drivable. You just blew a tire, so he waits a few seconds. It seemed like the car leaves, and he puts his gun away and he's like, "I'll get right on it," and pops it and starts to like take off the tire.
Yeah, let me give you a hand. From
You've
the
done
instructions here, it seems as though what you need to do first is jack up the car. Do you know where the jack is? Quick, find the jack. First, find the jack. That seems to be the first thing we need to do.
Okay, you see it. The camera fades away as you're bickering to him about it. But unless there's anything else you want to do, you basically have an uneventful drive to your house after this.
Yeah, I mean, I think that he would explain. He's pretty upfront with Heathcliff. I don't think there's much that he would keep from Heathcliff. Except for maybe the scepter, even at this point. Tomorrow he might tell Heathcliff about the scepter, but tonight...
Keeping that to yourself, huh?
That's the only thing he's keeping to himself. Yeah, that's his connection to the sorceress. I love that's her name. And
well, that's not her name. That's just what they call her.
I don't care. That's her name to me. That's what I'm calling her. And
not Queen Mummy.
Mummy.
My Queen Mummy.
My Queen Mummy, please.
Wow, who's running us off the road? Motherfuckers. All right, so yours... goes to black as you fix the tire and you drive away. Maynard, you wake up. I assume you left and you're at your apartment, correct?
Yeah, I went home in the taxi.
You wake up to a knocking at your door, and it's it's probably you probably would have slept in a bit. You get a good night's sleep. You would have been exhausted, face down. It's probably like you look at your clock. It's like 9:00, 9:15. Little knock on the door.
I hear the knock at the door, and I kind of groggily like swing my legs over the bed and feel my headache because my gunshot wound starts to really sink in and the adrenaline is worn off. I feel pretty hungover, and I just sort of sit there for a second trying to ignore the door. Is there another knock?
Clayton.
Want to hear?
Clayton. And it's Al, the old man maintenance guy at your building.
Oh, okay.
Mr.
I go, Al's
Mr.
Al's
Clayton?
a good friend. He's been the maintenance guy for years in my building. And so I go and I open the door to see what's going on. Hey, Al.
He's got his hat off and he's kind of holding it against his chest. I'm sorry if I
I'm
woke
holding
you.
my head to one side. I open the door and I'm turning the disgusting side of my head away from him.
Sorry to bother you, Mr. Clayton. I heard you come in last night, so I knew you were home, but I just need to talk to you about something.
What's going on, Al?
I need, and he pulls out of his pocket, he pulls out like a wad of bills, and he gives it to you, and this is the rest of this is my next month's rent, but I'm be moving out. I'm moving out immediately. I'm sorry. I have to.
You have to. You're moving out.
I have to.
I'm sad to hear that, Al. You've been here since before I was born.
23 years here. Oh, before you were born, even longer. Man, my memory.
Yeah, 43 years.
43 years. Jesus Christ, where does the time go? Can you
Are you ready to retire, Al?
Can you make a psychology roll for me? Whatever would be
Sure.
like the insight.
I have psychology and psychoanalysis.
I think psychology is the right one to go with it.
That's a 80 over 40.
Okay, yeah, no, he just, he seems upset. But no, he seems fairly adamant. He's like, I have to. He's kind of avoiding something, but he seems legit like I have to go. I'm sorry for the short notice. I wish I could have spoke to you earlier.
Tell me what's going on, Al.
I'm going to be having my stuff moved out later today, and I'm sorry for the inconvenience for that extra month's rent. I hope we'll make up for that. I gotta go.
There's an extra month's rent in here?
Yeah, there's an extra month's rent in there.
Is there some problem with the building, Al? Tell me why you're in such a hurry. You don't have to pay an extra month's rent.
No, it's the least I can do. He doesn't seem to want the money back. He's like, no. I need to.
No, I insist. Let me give you. You only need to pay for the month that you stayed. This month is fine. You don't have to worry about that. And he hardly pays anything in rent, anyways, because he does the maintenance around here. So I give him back at least half.
He thanks you. He seems very reluctant. He's like, but sorry. I hope it's okay. And he turns and there's something up. You can't quite figure it out with your shitty roll, but you're like, this is weird. And then he leaves down the hall and goes down the stairs back to his place and leaves you alone.
My headache starts throbbing as he walks away, and I kind of think like, I don't know, something's up here, but I sort of let it go.
Now it's Saturday morning. What's on Maynard's mind? What's he up to?
He's gonna open up his case and dig out those scrolls. He's not gonna read them, but he's gonna open them and kind of look at them, and then he's gonna go to his library. He has an occult library that his grandfather built that's in this apartment, and I'd like to use my library use skill to see if I can figure out anything about these serpent scrolls.
Sure, yeah, go ahead and make 2 rolls. Also make the language Nakal roll.
Okay, I rolled an 8 on my library use under 70, so it's a
Stunning success.
And then I rolled a 40 over 4 on the Nakal.
Okay. The scrolls are ancient, like a millennia old, and you figure they are from what Clayton talked about with the second empire of the Serpent people. With your shitty Nakal roll, it's hard to tell exactly what it is, but it seems to be almost like a recounting of an event, possibly to do with the splitting of the 2 sides. The one that worships the father and the other one who worship that monstrosity, the toad thing. But they seem like it's almost from another third point of view. Like these scrolls don't seem to be representing one side or the other, if that makes sense. Almost like perhaps there is a third side.
Interesting. When I'm done with that, I would probably head across the hall and knock on Mrs. Chan's door. She's an old family friend that was good friends with my grandfather, and since he passed away, we've been pretty close.
Okay.
She would know that I've been away and would be worried about me, so I would just knock on her door to say hello.
Oh yeah, she answers right away. Very enthused. I assume you go over there for food, so she like invites you in for food.
Yeah, as soon as the door opens, it's just like the smell of like cooking broth just hits you in the face. She's like always cooking really good food and has all kinds of stuff going on. She would be excited to see me, probably gives me a hug,
Totally.
invites me in, tries to feed me kind of thing.
What are you doing about your old head wound there?
Well, that's just it. She's a Chinese lady. She's well connected in Chinatown, and I have a hunch that she might know someone that I could see right away that might have some ideas. So I actually wanted to. So after we talk and we catch up, and she insists that I bring over my dirty laundry because she always washes my laundry and has for years, I take off my hat and I was like, this happened to me, and I have
Oh my.
snake scales on my head now, and I need help.
Okay, yeah, she's definitely she's taken back by the whole gruesomeness of it. You have a head wound, and you show her the scales. She doesn't know. She kind of pokes at it a little bit. It's like, huh? She seems very confused. She has no idea what's going on.
Don't touch it. You probably shouldn't touch it.
No. Okay. She does give you, tells you somewhere to go in Chinatown and get this and get that. Like you said, she goes all medicine. Try this, and we'll try this, and this from that, and this is from that, and she writes down a bunch of things, and she says that she'll go out and get it for you. That you need to rest.
Just keep it between us. Don't describe too much or tell anybody who it's for.
Okay.
Actually, I don't think you should go. I think I'll go see your guy if that's okay with you. I think it's probably safer. I don't want you to get involved.
Okay. She hands you the piece of paper, and it's like Mandarin or whatever, like Chinese lettering and this and that, and you figure it's like a bit of a shopping list. And
okay, I say thank you, and I go to get up and leave, and she's like, "You can't leave. Sit down and have a cup of tea with me," as she always insists that we drink tea together.
Oh, nice. All right, you guys have a nice. Did you mention anything about Al? Just out of curiosity.
Yeah, I do actually. I tell her that Al just came to my door and put in his resignation and wouldn't tell me why, but I could totally tell that something was up. Wondering if she has any idea, because she's totally connected in this building. She knows everybody.
She says that everything has been okay. She did say that there was a man that was looking for him yesterday, and she thinks that they might have met up, but she hasn't really seen him since then. And it's very much a surprise to her as well.
What kind of man was waiting for him?
Just a young man, like a typical young Italian New Yorker.
Did it seem like someone with some kind of problem with Al was waiting for him, or just like a friend was waiting? Or
he seemed very polite. He didn't seem like he knew Al as a friend, but he's very nice, very polite.
Well, Al said that he's going to have his stuff removed, and I think is basically like already left the building. So I'm kind of concerned.
Would you want me to try to find you a new handyman? You're a busy man. I can put out some calls.
That would be great. It's the usual deal. He can live in Al's apartment and gets very cheap rent.
Okay. Yeah, she scribbles down some notes. As you're having your conversation with her, we'll fade out and we'll go to Christopher. Waking up in the morning. I guess, yeah, nice and early. You have no reason to get up early. You're just going to sleep in.
Yeah.
Cuddle your whip.
Maybe not. Yeah, I guess he wakes up. You kind of, it's kind of showing like the mirror in his bathroom, and his face comes up as he splashes some water.
Oh, nice.
His face. He sees like he's in desperate need of like a haircut and a trim.
Looking a little scruff.
Yeah, but in his head he's not really thinking about that. And then he like gets dressed and heads out and heads to a barbershop.
All right, so we cut to the barbershop, the little like bell, ting ting ting, as you open the door and walk in.
Hey, Giuseppe.
Hey,
doing, buddy?
I'll be with you in 2 secs. Just finishing this guy up, and it's Giuseppe.
Yeah, no worries. I'm just heading to the back. And he kind of like just walks to like the back door.
Okay, yeah, you go through the
back of
little curtain or the little door. You're greeted by Philemon. You know him. He's a big, huge, tall man. Always wearing this shitty kind of blue, tight-fitting suit that's seen better days. He's got like curly, dark, cropped hair and big, thick eyebrows, like a big unibrow, and he's got like deep, sunken eyes. And he looks up, "Oh, Christopher, come here." And he comes over and gives you like a big hug and like the kiss on each side of the cheek.
Is this guy like to Christopher? What's his relation?
I suppose he'd be a business associate, a little bit higher than you, a muscle type guy.
Oh, okay. Okay. Not someone that he would like, kiss his ring or...
No. But he's the dude who you'd be looking to talk to.
Oh, okay.
But as I saw...
What was it? What's his name again?
Philemon.
Philemon.
You can just call him
Hey,
Phil.
Philly.
Philly, yeah, all right.
Billy. Hey, Big Phil.
Come sit down. There's a couple guys in the back too that are like playing some cards and smoking a cigar, gambling nice and early. What the fuck? Like throw their cards down, and one guy like scoops up some of the money on the table. You dumb fuck. Shit like that.
Love it.
Oh, sit down. When did you get back?
Oh, that was on the red eye last night just got in.
Oh yeah, was it kind of look? You look a little shitty. You're probably just tired, huh?
Well, not just that. You know, how you say, I saw some shit, man. Like I really, really saw some shit.
You saw some shit. Hey, you fucking calzones. And the other two guys look over and he's like, beat it. And they get up and take their shit and they go. And it's just you guys just sitting there. He's like, you need a haircut? We give you stuff. He looks like he's done up. Should we get you a trim?
Not just yet. He pulls out the dossier. Is that what you called it?
Yeah.
The pamphlet?
The threefold brochure.
Philly, look at this. Check this out, Philly.
What the fuck is this?
Read it. You can read.
Of course I can
Fat fuck. Come
fucking
on.
read.
Let's
Jesus
read
fucking Christ. He flips it open and looks at it and reads a few things. And it's like, fucking Serpent. What the fuck is this nonsense? What is this? I don't give a fuck about this shit. What are they're going for, looking for weird digs and finding shit in the ground? I don't know what this is. What do they do? What do you find out they do? They're more than that bullshit they say, eh?
For sure, Philly. They're tapping into some sort of, like ancient civilization powers and...
Ancient civilization? What the
here.
fuck are you talking about?
Like, I know it seems crazy, man. I know you're looking at me like I'm an idiot, but like...
I am.
There's something there. They have artifacts that like are magical or some shit, you know? We could use them.
Magical artifacts. Listen, man. Johnny wants me to find out from you what they're shipping. The boss seems to be worried about them. They're smuggling and they're shipping. Are they smuggling shit? Did you see anything like that? Like he thinks they seem to be something about the shipping and smuggling. Fuck, I don't know.
Yeah, they're shipping really crazy stuff. Like we found a snake mummy. I know, don't look at me like
fucking
that. But it was
snake
a snake mummy.
Jesus Christ! Listen. I don't want to hear any more of this fucking weird fairy tale shit. This is not my concern. I take this and give it to Johnny, and he picks up the dossier. Johnny would be his boss, who is an uncle of the boss.
I know it seems crazy, but hey, there's something here we could make. I think there's something we can make money off of here. I could. They're shipping all sorts of artifacts. We could sell them, and maybe we could even use them.
What did you see? What do you mean artifacts? Like those? What are they? The alien. They dig up dinosaur bones and they find weird cups and old
something
shit.
You'd see in a freaking museum. It's worth thousands of freaking dollars.
Oh, okay. Now we're talking. Now you got the money thing talking, and he laughs. Interesting. I wonder if that's what the boss is talking about. Listen, what else did you find out? Who are these two guys that he sent you with?
Yeah, they're freaking squares. The nerds. Don't worry about them. They're freaking dweebs.
No, I need to know. I've been asked for me to. I need to ask you. If the boss is asking me, I'm asking you. You can't send me. I can't go back with these fucking nonsense answers. Who are they? What are their names? He pulls out like a piece of paper.
Yeah, I guess he'll tell them. He'll tell them their names. But they're good guys, Like.
How do you spell Clayton? Is it a C-L-E? Oh, fuck, man. I can't spell this shit. He writes down like Clayton like 3 times, and he's like, all right, I think I got it. And what to say? The other guy's name is Lucian. What the fuck? Kind of god awful.
Saunders. Just write down
Saunders. S-A-N-S. Fuck. And he just like scribbles out a few more letters and he writes down Saunders. Does that look right to you?
Philly, give me it. Philly, just give it to me. He like takes it, writes it.
Who are they? They involved in some shit too? Who are these guys?
They're nerds. They're freaking nerds. I don't know. They're the book.
Like the scientist type guys?
They're smart kids, Freaking smart kids. They're just scientists, doctors,
All right. Well, talking to Johnny, he wants to find out more about like I said, more about the shipping and stuff like that. So he wants you to stay in touch, figure out what's going on, find out what this fucking organization's all about, huh?
No
and listen,
easy.
You can't come to me with this fucking this lizard person shit. This fucking nonsense. What am I? I don't even know what I'm supposed to tell the boss.
Tell him to come talk to me. I'll tell him exactly.
Well, tell him to come talk to you. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. Listen, buddy. I'm the one I fucking talk to you. You think I'm gonna go tell Johnny that? Oh, go talk to Christopher. No, that's not how it works. All right, listen.
Yeah.
Hey, and he gives you like the big on the cheek. You did good, kid. You did good. Now, go get a haircut. I gotta go. I don't know how the fuck I'm supposed to explain this. Jesus. Hey, calzones. Hey, get me a coffee. And he starts yelling at the other guys, and he gets up and goes out the door, tucking that into his jacket. Hey, sir, is there anything else? Is there anything else you need to tell me?
Nah, Philly, that's it.
When you got to go back?
Sunday.
Okay, I'm going to. Fuck, I don't know. I'll when you get back, You call me though, eh?
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure the boss is gonna have some questions once I start talking fucking lizard people.
Yeah, no problem. No problem, Philip.
All right.
Whatever you need.
Christopher, you're a good kid. Gives you the big mug again on that and gives you a kiss on each cheek. I'll go talk to the boss. And
yeah.
He leaves.
Christopher goes and if there's an empty chair now, he's gonna go sit in the chair and get a haircut.
Oh, spins you around. What can I do you for? Let's go. He's got his little scissors going. He's got a little tiny mustache.
Yeah, just the usual. Giuseppe.
You got it. The big shiny dick shaved in the back of the head. I'm just kidding. And he gives you a haircut. Do you have anything else planned? The scene kind of fades out from there. We can get back to you if you want to do some more stuff.
I think that's pretty much it. He's probably just going to be doing his usual home stuff.
Okay, so I'm going to go to Lucian for a moment. Then I'm going to just want to touch on one more thing with each of you. So we go to Lucian in the morning. You wake up to the smell. I'm assuming the smell of breakfast. Heathcliff, does he cook you? Does he do that kind of shit for you too?
He does when he likes me. So if he's making breakfast, it means that he's forgiven a few things. I mean, I told him quite a bit before we got home. Yeah,
he feels bad a bit for fucking yelling at you a little bit, and so he's making you your favorite. He's got what would be your favorite?
Oh man, it'd be plain cold unbuttered toast.
Oh good God!
8
egg whites,
8 sausages.
Yeah, 8 plain non-seasoned sausages and plain toast.
Yeah.
Your plain toast burnt to a crisp, just how you like it, Lucian.
Yeah. Oh, Heathcliff, you're a prince. Thank you, God. Don't know how much I needed this right now.
He comes over and drops your. This came for you while you were gone, and you scurry through the mail. There's a package that of. It's your maps that you sent for.
Oh, yes, fantastic. These came. Although, to be honest, as interesting as these are, they will be on the back burner for now, Heathcliff. Let me tell you. What else happened while I was gone?
You also, he tossed this down. You got a letter from the Cryptozoological Society from London.
Oh, yeah, that's interesting. I rip it open. Wait, is this already opened?
No, it's not opened. I don't open your mail for you. No. May have held it up to the light a bit. No. You open it and it's unfortunately bad news that some of the stuff you submitted as evidence for the Loch Ness has been denied, implausible.
What? Keith, see this? They're not accepting the photographs that we took when we were on the loch.
I don't know what to tell you. They're pretty tough.
Oh, this is just one more example of them trying to disrespect the work that we're doing. Well, to show them, we'll go back to the loch and we'll get even clearer photographs of that creature. And what else? Did anything else come?
The last thing is a small envelope that just says Lucian written on it in handwriting, and he said that this looks like it was slid under the door. I came back from groceries yesterday, and it looks like someone had been here and slid it under the door. I didn't open it. It's just a thin, small envelope.
Okay, so he opens it up. What's inside?
It's an invitation to a masquerade ball it's from one of the societies at one of your weird looking for Loch Ness Bigfoot societies, Cryptozoological Extravaganza Specimen Masquerade Ball kind of deal. It's just a gathering.
Interesting and more than a little exciting, to be honest. For such a stodgy group, usually, it's good to see them coming with the times and putting on a little do. Wow, this will be fun. And when is it for?
Tonight. Saturday night.
Saturday night. Well, tonight. Well, I don't feel completely up to it, but what better opportunity to talk to some like-minded people about some of the things that I've seen this weekend, or these past weeks. Yes, Heathcliff will go. And he goes over to his desk and starts, well, yes, of course, you'll be my +1. And starts
doesn't say +1 on it.
Oh.
It says Lucian +0.
Heathcliff, I'm terribly sorry, but it would seem that I must go on my own. I hesitate to...
These masquerade balls aren't for me. I'll
Yes,
be
well, I
fine.
suppose that's true, isn't it? You never have been one for celebrating much. Your idea of celebrating
Those
is...
masks, they can't keep my eyebrows contained. It just looks funny.
Oh, Heathcliff, it's a good one. I can always rely on you to bring me back to Earth with one of your jests.
All right, what's Lucian's plan for the day? What is he?
Lucian is, he stopped to eat breakfast. He's been drinking coffee since 5:30 in the morning, and he's from memory trying to write down everything that he remembers seeing in the dossier. His
Okay.
photographic memory. So he's trying to recapture everything that he saw. So he's writing all of that down. And then he's like going through, other sketches that he's made of creatures that he's seen or that he's heard of, and trying to, compare what he saw to what he's heard about. There's little pamphlets and things that are released through the Cryptozoological Society about, discoveries that people have made, the alligator men of the deep Congo, and this sort of thing. So he's like comparing and saying, well, this doesn't quite match. I do believe this comes from something completely unique. Yeah. So that's it. But otherwise,
Okay.
he's going to make his way through the rest of his communications. He's going to, try and make sense of all of his notes and everything that he made over the course of the trip, and he's got to think about what to wear for the masquerade that night. But yeah, that's his day.
Okay, so let's just fast forward to the masquerade. You find a nice outfit. You find one of those like little Phantom of the Opera style masks or whatever the fuck you would wear.
Oh,
And
okay, perfect.
whatever you want.
Yeah.
And we skip to the event. Nothing surprises you. It's a fairly stuffy event. People
Okay.
going around talking about things they've done, and it's just like a bit of a weirdo sightseeing dick waving contest, I suppose.
Yeah, awesome. Yeah, Lucian goes in and he's like playing it really dumb, like, oh, tell me, oh, you really, Cairo, how was that?
Oh, the
fascinating.
alligator men of the Congo. Going on.
Oh
with
yes,
all
I
the-
read that pamphlet. Ridiculous stuff.
Do you? I don't know how much you say, but you have a little. You find some interesting people and you talk to this and that. But one thing that does catch your eye is someone. It looks like a woman in a nice masquerade ball dress with a mask on and a bit of a veil. She's wearing like a scarf, and it's got some symbols on it, and you recognize them as letters from the Nakal alphabet.
Oh shit, really?
Yeah, and you notice her just chatting with somebody, and same thing, doing the ha ha ha, whatever.
Okay, so I'm going to go to somebody I know, like from the society pretty well, and Tom, good fellow, a moment of your time.
Lucian,
Yes.
good to see you.
Yes, good to see you too.
Of course.
Oh, yes, righto. Split splot and all that.
Of course.
Tom,
Yes.
two things. Can you get me
All
another
right.
gin and tonic? And
Gin
first
and
of all-
tonic over here for my friend Lucian, and he
yes,
just starts
thank you.
snapping his fingers.
I went for my friend too. Listen, Tom, that woman over there.
Oh,
Wearing the scarf. Well, yes, indeed, striking. Oh, don't you lay eyes on her. I saw her first. But can you tell me who she might be?
Oh, I don't know if I've ever seen her, old chap. Let me take a. I don't know who she is. Shall we go have a word? Shall we conversate with her?
Yes, if you don't mind breaking the ice first, so to speak, that would be jolly.
Oh,
Jolly
say no
welcome.
more, Lucian. Say no more. And
You're a good sort.
he goes over and just kind of, I wouldn't say loudly, but perhaps a little aggressively interrupts the conversation. Excuse me, my friend and I were just noticing your striking dress from across. This is Lucian Saunders. You may have heard of him. He has seen pictures of the Loch Ness Monster. And he tries to hype you up like that.
Stop. Actually, we took pictures of the Loch Ness Monster, not just saw pictures of it. But yes, pictures of the
Well,
Loch Ness
you took pictures. Oh, did you submit
Yes.
them to the Zoocryptological
Yes, as a matter
Association
of
in
fact,
London?
Tom, we did, yeah. Not a matter of conversation for right now, but yes, Miss, we were admiring your couture, and
Why, thank you.
I'm sorry, what is your? and I'm aware we're all wearing masks, but I remove mine and give her my best smile.
Oh, no. She's like, I won't be removing mine. This is, put it back on. You're embarrassing. And she like looks around and
we're
like, what the? Lucia, I can't be seen with, this is a masquerade ball. And he laughs and he just like walks off with his drink. Oh, is that man have hors d'oeuvres over there? It looks like little sandwiches and chicken fingers. And he just walks off. leaving you alone with
I kind of want to go and hang out with Tom some more, but okay. To this woman.
Unhand me, and you see them like escorting Tom out. I did not take all the sandwiches.
Miss, I'll be back to you in a moment. I must rescue my friend Tom.
No, she grabs you by the arm and pulls you back over. What was your what did you say your name was?
Lucian Saunders. And
very
your
nice.
name?
She hesitates for a second, says, Rose.
Rose.
Are you a member of the society?
What's a good Rose quote right away? Quick. A rose, a
I'm
flower
sorry,
of any
I
other
don't know.
thorn, something. Damn it. Where's my Shakespeare? Fuck. He says something really clever in Shakespearean.
She just kind of laughs it aside. You're a member of the society.
Yes, I am, and you yourself, a member? There's
Yes.
not many of the fairer sex that pursue the cryptozoological arts.
No, that's fair, but I do find it fascinating. So no, I do admit I am a junior member.
Oh, well, good for you. Good for you.
Oh, thank you.
Your area of exploration at this current time?
I wouldn't say I have a specific area of expertise. Do you? What interests you?
Oh, well, up until rather recently, I was planning a trek to deepest Nepal to explore these rumors of an abominable snowman, if one would believe that they're true. But I've been turned away from that point of research by some rather interesting developments in the wilds of South America.
Oh, South America! You were just there?
I was recently there, and that, I must say, he kind of looks around the room. That's why I wanted to talk to you, Rose. Your scarf.
He seems intrigued. Yes.
Your scarf. Where did you get this fascinating item with these quaint glyphs?
Oh, she seems to be interested that you've noticed them. You know what I mean? She's like, oh yes, these. I admit they from a friend. They are on loan from a museum. I don't really know what it means. Do you have any understanding of what it means? You seem. Do you recognize them?
No, not at all. I wouldn't think they have any meaning whatsoever. But the symbols themselves seem interesting and reminded me of some rough-hewn glyphs that I kicked aside with my sandals as I walked the trails of.
Well, I'm
of
very
deepest
interested.
Bolivia.
Please tell me more. Do you know more about them? One of the reasons I wear this is hoping that someone would know more about it. And it seems that you might. Very interesting. You're a very interesting man.
I'm afraid not. I think that's where my knowledge lies. But you said you got it from someone, a contact at a museum. Who might that be?
Oh, well, I don't really feel like I need to say. Well, you wouldn't know them. It's Marcus.
Oh, Marcus. And with which museum is Marcus a academic at?
It doesn't matter, but I think you do. You seem very intrigued by them. I'm sure you don't know more.
No.
She seems to push that a little bit.
As I say, not my realm of expertise at the moment. Just some fascinating glyphs and to be perfectly honest, Rose, an opportunity to strike up conversation with one of the few, I gesture around the room, members of the fairer sex here tonight.
Well, I appreciate that. And if you don't mind, I'm going to mingle a little bit more. My whole reason for being here is to hopefully find some more knowledge about this. So I must bid you adieu. It was very nice to meet you, Lucian. And I hope to see you around.
Before you go, I will say, you may not know this about me. You probably don't, being only a junior member. But I am an accomplished photographer, and I happen to bring my Canon photograph maker, that's what we call a camera, here
Yes,
to
I'm
the
aware.
event tonight, and would you deign to have your picture taken with me?
Immediately says no.
Oh,
She is-
why ever not?
Immediately
I
shuts
think
it
we
down.
make quite a striking couple together.
Excuse me.
Come
if
right
we
over
were-
here.
I-
Look, I've brought my camera. It's just in my
There
bag.
is my friend Robert. Excuse me. It was very nice to meet you. And she immediately turns and leaves.
Ah. Okay. All right. Okay. That's fine. Tom's gone. She's gone. I've got a gin and tonic. I'm just going to stand there and watch her go. And I might try and get my camera out and see if I can sneak around and take a picture of her with it.
Okay.
Okay, so remember my camera's not very cumbersome. So I always carry it with me. So I go back and I get it. I kind of unfold the few bits that you need to unfold, but it's not really big, right? And then I'm like moving my way around the outskirts of the party trying to get a picture.
Lucian,
of her.
have you tried the sandwiches? They are fucking delightful.
Yes, I'm
You feel
not
that
hungry
you
right
could
now.
have
Can you
maybe
just
had a shot, but she turns.
move just
and
for 1 second.
No, I'm
Dra-
serious. Have you seen?
Stefan. Oh, dude, do you see what I have here? It's a camera, Stefan. I'm not taking a picture of you. I'm trying to take a picture of an attractive woman, and now she's gone. Stefan, thank you so much.
Oh, sorry. And he turns and walks away. And as you look past him, you see Rose exit out through the door and get into a car and drive away. And we'll see you next time.
Oh,
Man.
That was
Oh,
good
man.
stuff.
Stefan, son of a
hell
bitch.
was Stefan?
I don't know.
Oh my god, I was cry laughing.
Thank you for listening to another episode from Actual Play Entertainment. Please rate us, review us, and subscribe. If you liked what you just heard, give us 5 stars and tell your friends. If you didn't like it, then tell your enemies. You'll show them. And for more information and content, visit actualplayentertainment.com.
Hey, I'm role playing here.